find it in the playoffs. Is there a specific reason for why you guys couldn't find that, or is it just kind of how it goes?
So, you know, everybody has their own opinion and will take their own take. Colorado's got a good young team. I think it was underestimated a little bit on their team just because of the talent that they have. They improved so much. And we got through them in 6 games. From there, we played Winnipeg. Like I said, they're a good hockey team. They're right behind us in the standings. You talk about the first period in Game 3 where we go up 3-0. And then we give up 4 goals in the second period. Yeah, we didn't play to our potential, but I think that they ramped it up too, and they have that capability as a team to do that. Or, you know, you talk about Game 5 at home where, you know, they were able to turn it on for 10 or 12 minutes and push themselves. They're a good team, so it's not going to be. I don't think you're going to play Winnipeg. Sweep 4 straight and have it 6-0 every game and just feel great like you were consistently consistent. It's not going to happen. That's why it went 7 games. That's why the numbers were equal. That's why the numbers were there in the regular season to support that it would probably go some distance. So there's always things that you want to do better. Do I wish we could redo the second period up in Winnipeg? Sure, I can, but we can't. It's over. They're a good hockey club. They came out to play that period, and they caught us, and they scored some goals. However they scored them, whether it was 4-on-4 or power play, it didn't matter. They got it. And then we 3-0 in the first. We swapped power play goals in the third. They scored 1 more in the second. That's the ball game right there. They beat us by 1. So it's difficult, but there's things that we could have done better. Part of it is the way that they play too. So. It's a little bit of consistency, but it's a little bit of a good team that we're playing against as well.
When you have those exit meetings, as you mentioned during your opening remarks, players tell you that they like the core of this team, they like the way that the makeup is. I'm sure you hear that every summer, or close to every summer when the season is over. I mean, how much does that influence your decision-making over the course of the summer when every player seems to agree that this group, as constructed, it has what it takes?
No, I don't hear that every year. This year, I'm telling you, it was different. And again, Lavi can say what he wants, but it was clear as a group when we met in the locker room when a couple of players spoke what they felt about our team. So yes, that's going to be very influential. I mean, I've sat here many years saying there's got to be a lot of changes made, that I'm not happy with our team. I've watched my fellow general managers as each team gets eliminated do their press conferences, and everybody's got a little bit different take on their team. This is different. I really think we're building in the right direction. There's not age factors on our team. It's not. I mean, we're disappointed. I mean, frustrated, but it's not like we want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. You know, we got some really good players. We got a really good team, and we didn't win. And we can go through this, which we will, as to analyzing different things and different players, if you will, and what we'd change. But it was very, very close. I mean, I thought for sure we'd win in Game 7. The home ice thing, that bothers me more than anything. The home ice thing is, which you played so many of those games for, and it just didn't happen. But I'm not sitting up here being mad, and I can't wait to get rid of this player or that player. I like our team. I like our players. I like our core. They like each other. They believe in the coach. They believe in each other. We got beat probably by the Stanley Cup champion. As we're sitting here today, of course, that's probably what we want. But even, you look at the last couple of years, and again, with Lavi coming in here and the changes that we've made, I mean, our path has been getting better and better every year, whether it be in the playoffs or in the regular season. And at the end of the day, if Winnipeg does win the Stanley Cup, then that means we have lost, in the last 4 years, we've lost to 3 Stanley Cup champions, eventual Stanley Cup champions, and 1 San Jose that didn't win the Stanley Cup but went to the finals. So maybe we need to find a different path to get there, or maybe this is the experience or the disappointments that you go through that we just need another chance.
How impressed have you been and happy with Ryan Johansson since he's come here, and every year he just seems to be growing, not only on the ice but as a leader?
Exactly. We actually were together yesterday, and we were talking about Ryan with just Lavi and myself, and I would echo exactly that. He's just growing up as most importantly, as a young man in terms of the responsibilities and things that you do in your life and the right things or what have you. I mean, I called him, don't write this, but I called him an old soul last night to Lavi. I mean, he just gets it. He does the right things within our organization that you'd never know about. Can I share that story that he?
Sure.
Like the night before, he just called up out of the blue to our video guys and just asked him to come over to his house. He just wanted to thank him for the year. And so, like I say, he gets it. The teammates love him. He does all the right things. And I think, again, we got to keep challenging him because we want him to get 80 points in the regular season. But there's no question when it comes to the playoffs, he's got the big-time game that we were looking for. And he's certainly not the reason why we haven't won the Cup. He's one of the reasons why we're going to win the Cup.
What do you guys envision for Ellie Tolvanen looking ahead to a full year and full training camp and so forth? Is that a lot of anticipation for that?
Absolutely. I mean, we think he's a top player. I mean, he came here. Everything went good for what we want to accomplish. We signed him. We got him over here, so we got to see Nashville. We got to meet all of our players. He got to play in 3 NHL games. He got to be around the playoff atmosphere. It just wasn't a fit, whether he was ready or not, based on where our team was and where all the spots were. So next year it'll be our goal and his goal to make our team. It could be fabulous if he does, and he can, because that'll be another upgrade when he does make our team. I'll give the coaches lots of options, and again, another offensive player. Where, if for those of you that say we might be a goal short this year, maybe by next May he might be the difference. He's gone back to the World's Championships. Anybody that's following that, and he's scored a goal in each of the first 2 games that he's played. So it's there. It's just hopefully it will be there at training camp, but I'm sure Peter will give him every chance to be successful next year on our team.
Yeah, we're excited to have him back. I agree with David. I think it was good to get him here in the 3. You know, he's now making the last jump and the last step, and it's on a smaller ice rink. I do think that there was a little bit of an adjustment coming over here. We watched him play the 3 games. We don't have a lot of wiggle room as we're trying to push down the stretch, and when you get into the playoffs and you're playing a team like Winnipeg, there's not a lot of wiggle room for a young player. I think it's a big summer for him with regard to his strength and his conditioning and his explosiveness. There's no question that he can score goals, but this last step, as a lot of young guys have found, like Philip, like Victor Arvidsson, it's not automatic. It takes some time, but certainly there's a talent there that he's able to produce and score goals. I would love nothing more for him to come in shape, get into training camp, be put in the right situations, and really shine and show what he's capable of doing. It would just make our team deeper and stronger.